Welcome back to another episode of Murder, Mysteries, and More. My name's Kaylee.
My name is Desi.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell next to the subscribe button to turn on post notifications. Before we get into this case, we always encourage those who have useful information for any unsolved case to please report to your local police and sheriff department.
She came into this world like a lightning bolt, eyes wide open, head held high, with a radiant grin, end quote, said by her mother, Jennifer. Layla was a young mother in Kingsport, Tennessee, with a beautiful daughter named Nova Grace. One minute, Layla was at a grassy field at a local hotel, and the next minute she was gone. Today we'll be discussing missing Tennessee mama, Layla Santanello.
Layla Marie Santanello is her full name. She was born on August 5th, 2002 in Neptune Township, New Jersey. She was brought home from the hospital to live with her parents, Jennifer and George, and her maternal grandparents. About 3 months later, unfortunately, her parents split, and Jennifer, her mother, would take care of her with the assistance of her grandparents. Jennifer was a single mom. She was a server, which meant she worked many nights, and that meant that Layla was going to be left alone frequently with her grandparents. Her grandparents were very involved in her life. They would read her bedtime stories, feed her dinner. March 2005, Jennifer relocated to Florida to live with her new boyfriend. Only 1 year later, they decided to move to Tennessee. They wanted to live closer to Jennifer's boyfriend's extended family. It's a lot easier to raise a child when you have the help of family. They also moved because Jennifer gave birth to Layla's little brother, Robbie, and Layla would spend 6 weeks every summer with her family in New Jersey.
Layla spent a majority of the 6 weeks of summertime with her grandparents, and she also attended Girl Scout camp. Layla would also spend time with her father as well. George had another daughter, but fortunately everyone got along pretty well. At 8 years old, Layla's grandparents moved to Tennessee to be closer to Jennifer because she had another son named Elijah. Since Jennifer's parents moved closer, they could help with the kids, and this helped Jennifer get back into the workforce. This was when Layla's creative personality started to shine. Layla loved art, decorating, and she was great at organizing things. She attended art camps and drama clubs. Layla's love language is gifts. She loved to make paintings and draw artwork to give to her loved ones. She was a strong-willed, sassy, and determined person. She would not let anyone tell her no. Regardless, she was going to do what she wanted to do. At the age of 10, things took a bad turn. Jennifer and her boyfriend broke up. Layla was extremely close to him, and he even helped raise her.
Layla faced many difficult and trying times. At the age of 17, things did start to get better. Layla graduated high school early, and she got a job. In 2018, her stepmother, Brittany, met her father, and in 2019, Layla officially met Brittany. Brittany would become a big part of her life. At first, Layla was wary of Brittany because Layla did have some trust issues. The reason was because many people in the past had let her down and they had abandoned her, so she did not want to get close to Brittany and the same thing happened. But Brittany promised that she would not let Layla down and that she would always be there for her. Layla is also a mother of a beautiful daughter named Nova Grace. In April of 2021, at only 18 years old, Layla gave birth to her first daughter. And from an early age, Layla always wanted to be a mom. Despite finding out she was pregnant at a very young age, Layla was super excited to have her daughter. Sadly, the baby daddy was not in the picture. Her family did help her raise Nova. Today, Nova is 3 years old, and it's very heartbreaking because her mother, Layla, is still missing. Her family has stated that Nova is Ari asking questions about where her mother is. To be honest, that's probably very difficult for them to answer that, because how are you supposed to explain to a little 3-year-old girl that their mother's gone and you don't know when she'll be back or if she will be?
A year before Layla's disappearance, she suffered from postpartum depression. Layla's grandfather had also passed around the same time, and she was super close to him. Unfortunately, Layla fell into addiction because she struggled to handle everything life was throwing at her, and she also had a lot of trauma. Sadly, her family feels like because Layla suffered from her past addiction that many people won't care about her case, or people will feel like the only reason she's missing is because of it. Regardless, people should still search for her and bring more attention to this. We also cannot confirm or deny the exact reason why she is missing, as it may not be due to addiction at all. An important detail is for most of Layla's life, she did not drink or do drugs. In fact, Layla was very anti-drinking and anti-drugs. She even left people such as boyfriends and friends that drank or did drugs. Overall, she did not want to be a part of that culture, and she attempted to help her boyfriend Michael detox. Her family is worried that people are going to judge her instead of trying to find her.
Her mother, Jennifer, says, quote, "If I had to use one word to describe her, it would be resourceful. Layla has an innate ability to turn any situation into an opportunity," end quote. She also states that people either loved her or they absolutely hated her. There was no in between. She describes Layla as having no filter, and she was not afraid to speak her own mind. Her mother has always been extremely proud of her and her accomplishments in life. Her mother states that she was diagnosed with both ADHD and dyslexia, but despite having those diagnoses, she would be able to overcome many obstacles. Brittany, her stepmother, says, quote, "Layla was not sure of me at first. She had a lot of trust issues. She did not want to get close, fearing that I would leave." She goes on to say, quote, "I made a promise to Layla that from that day forward I would never leave her side, no matter what," end quote. Brittany also talked about how it was difficult sometimes to love and care for a non-biological child, but Brittany does say that with Layla, she loved and cared for Layla as if she was her own child.
Tuesday, June 27th, 2023, Layla was officially reported as missing. June 24th, 3 days prior, Jennifer received Facebook messages from Layla's account. A little context here is that Layla and her boyfriend Michael shared his phone, and the reason for that is because Layla did not have an actual phone at the time of her disappearance. But Jennifer received some very strange messages from her account, and Layla's boyfriend was the one who was sending the messages. He said, "You know, if Layla is in jail," Jennifer said back to him, "Why would she be in jail? Why is she not with you? What the fuck is going on?" I called Kingsport in Sullivan County. Both said she's not there. Michael never responded back, but based on the message, Jennifer thought if Layla and Michael had gotten into an argument. Layla needed some space, and maybe that's why she was away from Michael. Even more context, Layla, Michael, and Michael's mom were all living together at the time. Nova was with Jennifer at the time, so Nova was never left alone.
On the 25th, Jennifer received more messages from Layla's account. This account was actually pinged by the police. It was confirmed by the authorities and Layla's friend that she was with that friend on the night of the 24th. The messages said, "Layla, I'm okay. Jennifer, thank God. Layla, I'm fine, Mom. Jennifer, why the hell did he think you were in jail for? Layla, I don't know. I've been with a friend. I don't have a phone to call or text." Like we said, Layla and Michael shared a phone. "I'm using someone else's." Jennifer, "Okay, I love you." Layla, "I love you so much more." The main reason why Jennifer did not ask Layla where she was at, because you could see on the previous night, Michael did have access to her Facebook account, And so if Layla and Michael got into a really bad fight, Jennifer was going to respect Layla's space and not give up her location.
Jennifer received more messages from Layla's account, clearly from Michael and not from her. Michael said, "Jen, I don't know if you have the lightest idea of where Layla is, but I haven't heard shit from her. Nor has anyone since yesterday around 4 a.m. Really, is anyone up?" He continues to talk about how he went over to the friend's place she was supposed to be with, and how he showed up to that friend's house and they stated she went on a walk and never came back. This freaked Jennifer out. June 26, 2023, Jem reached out to a family friend, somebody who had the same friends in the same circle as Layla. Maybe they would have useful information or know where to find her, but they had no idea. Jennifer reached out to Layla's father and stepmom, Brittany, for advice. Layla's mom figured she should probably wait until the next morning, and the reason is because Layla is very communicative in the morning. Jennifer also thought you had to wait 48 hours before reporting someone missing, which in some states this does happen quite often and is the case in some states. And it's also given the fact that Layla was also over the age of 18.
Her father, George, and Brittany wanted to go to the police right away and report her as missing. Every minute that passes by is another minute that can be used towards finding someone, so it's very important to, as soon as somebody's missing, to report them. June 27th, around midnight, they reported Layla as missing. The beautiful thing is the police did immediately take this serious and they began looking for her. The police went to Michael's house first and they did question them to get out as much information as possible. During the investigation, police discovered on Tuesday, June 27th, Layla was seen the night before at the Americor Hotel in Kingsport, Tennessee, which that was the town Layla was currently residing at. Multiple witnesses state that Layla was knocking on guest door. She looked confused and seemed paranoid. And supposedly on the hotel's security camera, they captured all this, but all that footage was wiped away after 48 hours.
Since the security footage was wiped, we cannot fully confirm if this was really how she was acting. A hotel worker stated Layla's behavior was reckless and hotel staff planned on kicking her out for trespassing. Layla did not have a room, but her friend did. Do note that Layla did not have a cell phone at this time, so that may explain why she was knocking on hotel doors. Maybe she was trying to find her friend. Of course, knocking on random hotel doors is not recommended. Layla's family do believe Layla may have ran because she was spooked. A police officer came to the hotel that night, but officers were not there to bother her. Another incident was going on. The hotel staff disliking her behavior probably made her think that they were there for her, so she probably ran away. Homeless people often stay in a grassy area behind the hotel, which is where it is believed that she went. Morning of June 27th, Layla was spotted at a warehouse near this hotel's grassy area. Who is believed to be Layla approached a couple guys that were getting ready for work, and she supposedly asked them for a cigar.
They didn't have any cigarettes, so she walked away. For several months, many people believed that there was another sighting of her. The second sighting was eventually debunked. So the second sighting on August 15, 2023, there was an untidy woman that looked similar to Layla that was sitting outside the Marble Slab Creamery, which is about a 15-minute walk from the Americor Hotel she was staying at. An employee asked the woman if she wanted any ice cream. The woman instead asked to borrow the employee's phone. No, Layla did not have a phone at the time, so this is why many people suspected that this person was Layla. After borrowing the phone, the woman went to Five Below to get some shoes. Police later on discovered this person was not Layla and it was another woman. Layla's family also did not believe in the first place that this person was actually Layla. And the reason why they did not think it was her is because why would Layla borrow a phone and not call her family to let them know that she's okay? So Layla's last confirmed location was the grassy field at the Americor Hotel.
A few weeks after Layla's disappearance, her Cash App was hacked by a horrible person. Jennifer received a text from Brittany stating that a Cash App request from Layla was sent. The amount was for $100. The requests were very alarming, and it seemed like someone was holding Layla for ransom. One Cash App message said for TWLMG, which stands for They Won't Let Me Go. Another one stated for 15 minutes or you'll find her in pieces. The messages were very terrifying for her family. So her family decided to send small dollar amounts on Cash App with questions that Layla only knew the answers to. They wanted to see if this was really Layla, of course. The family went to the police regarding the Cash App messages, and the police said it was no biggie and it was just a scam. The messages did not stop for a while. Later on, it was discovered her account had been hacked, and her boyfriend Michael was arrested for posing as Layla on the Cash App. He was charged with identity theft, theft under $1,000, illegal possession of fraudulent use of a credit card or debit card, and extortion. What a sick bastard. Police may have looked into him and do not believe he is involved in her disappearance. And the family also believes it isn't him.
Several weeks later, the family hired a private investigator, and Layla's family passes out flyers. They wanted to bring Layla home. From the start, there was an extreme lack of media coverage, and I've mentioned it in multiple videos that no matter how big or small the case is, everyone deserves just as much coverage. No missing person is more important than another, and all missing people are very important, and it's crucial to share the smaller cases as well. August 3rd, 2023, she was officially deemed an endangered missing person. August 5th, 2023, Layla would turn 21. And there was a candlelight vigil that was hosted. Jennifer also posted TikToks as well because she wanted to spread the message, because maybe there's somebody out there that knew where her daughter was. A dozen local agents went to search for her, but there were absolutely no leads. August 15th, a massive search was held in the grassy area where she was last seen and along the Greenbelt Trail. Authorities did pull footage from surrounding buildings, but they did not find anything. This case is still active, and due to laws, not all the details on this case are shared with the public.
And the family also did not have access to all the details either. November 20th, 2023, Layla's family spent 4 days with volunteers to search for her. The family held another vigil, hoping that it would spread awareness about Layla's disappearance. The beautiful thing about this is that it also brought to light another woman who was also missing. October 2019, 19-year-old Holland Snap disappeared in Kingsport. Both disappearances are very similar, however, police do not believe Holland and Layla's cases are correlated. Both of the families have gotten closer and have been advocating for one another. November 11th, the vigil was held in honor of both Layla and Holland, and community member Trevor Lee held a march on December 7th for both girls. She could easily still be alive today, and her family believes that Layla was taken and it needs to be found as soon as possible. In Layla's honor, a non-profit organization called Layla's Hope was created for resources for missing and runaway adolescents.
Into Reddit posts. So with this, I've only found one Reddit post, but this one is by repulsive-alfalfa-94. Where is Layla Santanello? Tree-birds just seen another case of a young man last seen Zoomers Kingsport and found next town in Virginia 4 years ago. Not sure what they found about his passing. So sad he passed away young. But if any foul play may be linked. Yeah, there could be foul play.
Possibly. Deleted. She was at the motel because 4 days before she went missing, she had a falling out with Michael, her partner, who she lived with at the time. So she stayed with friends for a couple of days. Then the night before she went missing, visited someone at Americor. Police pulled in, had nothing to do with Layla, but she got spooked and ran to the woods and was seen again the next morning coming out of the woods and asked workmen for a cigarette.
Hangs on Sleuthy. Interesting name. So she was actually with some or at least one other person at the hotel, ? I'd like to assume the police know who it was, but are keeping it under wraps for now. And by doing the same thing, you mean drugs at the hotel?
Yep. Repulsive-alfalfa-94. According to witnesses, she was alone and she wasn't checked into the hotel. I believe she was there with a friend, but this hotel is horribly known for drugs and other unsavory activities. Her other friends are also sus as well because they were all doing the same thing from what I've heard. Sus.
Yep, definitely. Kinda always sad. I'm wondering if the boyfriend may have gotten someone to give her something laced. And then ill-bandicoot 9433 wouldn't surprise me due to how she was acting. I think trafficking maybe because of Holland going missing 3 months later from 2 miles away. Thoughts? Yeah, it could have definitely been trafficking. Trafficking is really big in the US still, so it could definitely be that. And it could also be she was given something laced.
Deleted said, accidentally OD'd while in the company of others that panicked and disposed of her body, ? That also is a possibility as well. People have done that before.
Yeah.
Which is awful.
Hang on, Sleuthy. A few questions. Where was she hanging out? Where or who was she hanging out with before she went missing? Well, she was at the hotel. We know that, but we don't necessarily know who she was with. Did she check into the Americor alone? Given what I've read, my first instinct is either drug use. I've heard the motel isn't a place that houses the most reputable of characters. Any odd behavior afterwards feels drug related. I mean, yeah, it could have been drugs, but there are also other causes as well.
Yeah, and the fact that they don't have a lot to go on or any like trace evidence that was left behind doesn't make this any easier.
No, they don't have much to go on.
No, which is like, I don't know, it's such a big mystery. It's kind of crazy if you think about it.
It is. I like this name. Anxious_case_812. I've seen so many theories online. I hate to say it, but I'm beginning to lose hope. She's been gone for 2 months, and this post was posted 10 months ago. She was either taken or murdered, in my opinion. My heart is broken for her family. Aw.
Kind of always sad. I don't know that Holland and Layla's disappearances are related, just because of the handful of months between the two disappearances. Dazed and confused responded, serial killers and abductors do that. It's actually very normal. Which is true.
It is true.
Very true. Very true. It was no doubt that Layla's friends and family are screaming for her to come home. Layla was loved by many, many people. Unfortunately, many cases like Layla never receive enough coverage, as it is very important to share her information with the public. There could be someone out there that knows more. Even through it all, Layla's Hope was founded to bring more awareness and resources to missing women. We hope that Layla and all the other missing women like Layla come home safe to their families and children. Thank you for listening. Remember to always keep your eyes open and don't stop sharing those missing stories so they can be found one day.